I'm Adarsh Somani from Economic Loss Practice. I look into the tax vertical of the firm. Today, we're going to talk about the budgetary changes that are associated with uh, the startups. Before we get on to the specific proposals, what we want to see is that over last 9 months, India has banned several Chinese apps amongst others, and a gamut of about 250 apps have been banned. That's led to a bit of a gap in terms of what all user interactive activities are available on the web, on the internet, and so on and so forth, and therefore that's led to emergence of a lot of new apps, right? And these are startups essentially, and therefore to give it the fillip and give it the boost, the government had to do something. The budget, I think, has come in a very pleasant manner for the startups. And if I could talk about various changes that have happened, uh, the first is the proposal of extension of the income tax holiday for the startups. So what happens is that if you are a startup qualifying on the criterion that has been prescribed, you get a tax holiday of about 3 years out of the first 10 years of your operation, provided your turnover does not exceed 100 crore rupees. Now, the condition for this deduction or this exemption that was there earlier was that you as a startup ought to be coming into existence prior to April 1, 2021, which is soon expiring, and therefore there was a need to extend that time limit, and therefore now it has been done to April 1, 22, which means that you have another year to come into emergence and then seek benefits of these provisions. Now, uh, while of course there is still a sunset clause to the whole thing, my expectation of the budget uh, would also be that they should at some point in time also look at bringing this or making this a permanent feature of the act. My personal expectation from the government about startups is that I think this exemption or deduction, if it could be made a permanent feature uh, of the Income Tax Act, then what happens is that the emergence of startups that happens year after year can continue to take benefit of this, and the sunset clause that's now kicked in April 1, 2022, as per the proposal, uh, probably could be further extended, and then that helps a lot of startups that may come in future. India offers incorporation of one-person companies based upon the individual being a resident. A related condition for you to qualify as a resident is that you should spend at least 180 days or 182 days in a year within the country, which means roughly about half the time of the year you should be within India for you to qualify as a resident. Now, what happens is that a lot of startups engage with foreign clients. They focus on foreign business so that they can make quick buck and better realizations around that, etc. And therefore what happens is that as a startup, if I'm into the scale mode and into the growing phase, I tend to spend a lot of time outside India. Therefore what happens is that while I could have created a one person company, but because of the time limit or the amount of time that I spend in India, the requirement being 182 days, that usually used to be a hurdle. Now this 182 days time limit has been proposed to reduce to 120 days, which means that I can focus a lot more on business development outside India, a lot more focus on all the foreign engagement that I need to do without having the requirement to be based out of India throughout the year or for a major part of the year. 120 days is a pretty achievable, doable limit, is what we feel, and this would encourage not just a lot of Indians but also a lot of foreign startups to kind of look India as a base, right? Now, you have a lot of innovators and incubators, who otherwise are based out of jurisdictions, which may offer them much more relaxed conditions. But with this one change, where you could be based out of India, where the tax regime is also one of the most, where the tax regime is also one of the lowest across Asia Pacific, that gives you a fillip and an impetus to be in India, coupled with this new condition that if you don't spend a longish kind of a stay in India, then that should also still be fine. So, in totality, on an overall basis, I think it's a welcome move. We expect that this will go on to attract a lot more startups and individuals to come and be based out of India. Another important facet that the budget brings about for the startups is the Startup Seed Fund Scheme. which the Prime Minister launched somewhere, end of last year. Now the budget goes on to allocate about 1,000 crore rupees, for this fund, and therefore, what happens is that all the startups and incubators probably will get benefited. Uh, One important question that comes about of how you can take benefit of this scheme. This is an online application mode. You have to make the application online. There is a DPIIT setup committee who would shortlist these applications, and then depending upon the merits in your application, you will be called for an interview. You have to explain the viability of your idea, the market fitness of your idea, and what is the potential of scalability. If you fulfill all those parameters, you can get financial support from this government fund. Importantly, if I look at, if you are a startup and you are approaching the fund all by yourself, you can get funding up to 20 lakh rupees, which would be disbursed as per milestone installments. And let's say if you are an incubator, and depending upon what are your credentials of, let's say, funding the startups and supporting a lot of other startups in past, etc., you could also be eligible for amounts as high as 5 crores. So that, I think, is a very, very welcome move.